Last time we spoke, you were involved with the Labour Party. I think you had just been to the conference as well. Um, where do you stand with that now?
Uh, yeah, I left the Labour Party around I think March or something along those lines. It was at a time when I was actually getting paid like £300 an hour to take pictures in like Westminster with like yeah with like Rachel Reeves and shit. And then I was also like kind of part of this committee which was kind of helping in terms of connecting like London students and whatnot. The people there were nice. They were lovely. Like everyone there, I can't deny it. Like maybe I didn't stay long enough and whatnot to get to know them on a deeper level, but on a surface level, like everyone's smiley and stuff, and I think that's how politics works. No one goes in politics screaming and shouting, "Yeah, get out the door." But yeah,
You'll be surprised, bro. You don't know more about Pakistani politics.
really,
Yeah, it's
maybe
toxic.
a different culture, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, like on an individual level, people were really nice. They're encouraging. I guess me as a Gazan British, Gazan Brummy. I don't really say British, but I guess Gazan Brummy is what I'm saying now. It's like my new thing. Like yeah, I realized like that at the end of the day, I'm always going to be licking someone else's boot. I remember when George Galloway got his MP, when he got elected, and I congratulated him, and someone from the party messaged me being like, hey, take that down, or if you're serious about wanting a job with us in the party in the next 10 years, take that post down. Huh? What? Sorry? Say that again? And this was a guy that he's made like kind of like a mate of mine. We had some mutuals and stuff. I said, mate, you don't control my future. Like, damn, who do you think you are? At the end of the day, you're telling me like what I should think. And I did take it down. Why? Because it's against party rules. I wasn't aware at the time. But like I felt sort of like I'm gonna have to constantly cut my own like wings or whatever just so I can fit in through this narrow door. They only want to see a Palestinian how they want to see a Palestinian. They don't want to see me for like whatever I want to. It's about how they can use me. And that's kind of how it felt. I was also like I was part of the Richard Parker campaign, just for a very small part. I wouldn't say I was part of it. I'm not gonna say I'm associated with him or anything. Like, don't worry. So please don't come after me. Um, but I did take like some pictures. I went volunteered one time in like January, December time, I think. So this was like raw after October. Like this was me running, trying to have an influence. Like in conference, I went up to everybody trying to shake their hands and like whatever. It's like, hey, like I'm a bit, like, you know what I mean? Like the thing that I'm trying to get rid of, or I feel like I'm getting rid of now. That kind of, hey, I'm a nice Palestinian. Like I kind of I was doing all of that at the time, and so I did that, and I was taking pictures for Richard Parker while he was campaigning out in Moseley, and there was an older elderly woman. It's not elderly, sorry, she's an older woman, around maybe 70 or something, and she was getting into all of the pictures with the Palestine flag. So she was waving it like this, getting into all the pictures, and she was like a nuisance for them at the time. But they didn't know how to deal with her really, because I mean, like she's holding the Palestine flag, and if they do anything with like obviously this candidate, and they know how sensitive it is at the time, then they're gonna be. So guess who stepped in? Huh, 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 huh. What? When my dad heard that story, when my dad heard that story, do you know what he, bro? Oh my god, I apologize to that woman, man. Like I'm so sorry. I'm so genuinely sorry, because like at the time I thought I was doing right by kind of getting her to, trying to get the picture with her or not, and like actually saying to her, hey, get the flag down. But I literally said to her, like, you're using my identity as a token. Like, what was I even thinking at the time? Like, that's the level that I was at. I was there trying to literally suppress the fact that my own family were dying just so I can what? Take pictures for someone who's at the end of the day launched their campaign with the leader of the Friends of Israel, Steve McCabe. Like, damn, you're telling me that I am literally letting that happen at the expense of what? So Loki sat me down, right? Him and my dad in in a cafe, the one that's in the Grenfell music video, and yeah, he was like, yo, I get what you're trying to do, man. And he was like, yo, man, like, it's just, they're never going to accept you, you know? And I got it, you know, I understood at that moment. I was like, and you know, my dad as well, he told me, because the thing is, I originally joined because my dad told me to, you know, like a year before kind of October happened. He was like, yeah, man, get involved with the whatever politics, you know, so we can whatever contribute to the society and whatnot. And we need like representation and stuff. So he's encouraging me to like actually get involved, and that's why I was involved. But when my dad told me to stop, I stopped. Obviously, like, you know, it's just kind of like these, you know, two great figures in my life. Obviously, my dad and Loki telling me, giving me this advice. I left on that day. You know, I understood like these are the people that actually have love for me. These are the people that actually will look out for me. These aren't the people that are gonna, you know, barely shake my hand when I extend it and look away when I do. You know, these aren't the people that are gonna, you know, smile in my face and behind my back say nasty things. You know, these are the people that behind my back are gonna stand up for me, and that's a big difference. You know, regardless of the £300 an hour, regardless of the money, regardless of the rooms that I was in, these people I watched when I was growing up, these people I had access to. That's nothing compared to the love that my family showed me. That's nothing compared to the love my community showed me. That's nothing compared to the love that you guys, my friends, show me as well. And that's the environment I want to be in. You know, I had the time to experiment. I went to the edge of whatever it was that, you know, obviously I could have went much further. But alhamdulillah, God saved me from it. He showed me a glimpse of that sort of lifestyle, and I don't like it. So I left.
And that's very unfortunate, because there are great people like yourself with pure intention that go into politics, you know, with the intention of, again, bringing good. And the system is so corrupting that if you don't use certain language, or if you don't behave certain way, and if you're not like, they're forcing you to be almost like, oh guys, I'm from Palestine, treat me like a human, or I'm a human, I'm the nice. Like the fact that they're having you to, like the fact that they're having you to act in that way shows how fucked up the system is, essentially. You know, and how just this corrupted the system is, and how the young generation that has good intention is put off by politics, and then it's left to the crooks. And then that makes me wonder, what's the solution here?
Yeah, and it always comes with the advantage of like nice, meaning people that like the people I met when I went to these events and whatnot, like the people that encouraged me, and that even during October, like there were at the conference, there were like a group of counsellors, Sandwell counsellors, that, you know, wore the Palestine lanyard and actually looked out for me during that time. So when I was there, obviously the leadership was saying one thing, but the people were kind of saying something else. I mean, obviously it was kind of split half and half to an extent, but there were people that outwardly wore that Palestine lanyard, and there were people that went out of their way to ask me how I was and whatnot. And I really do appreciate them. And it's such a shame that, like, when it comes to it, even Keir Starmer, bro, in 2015, like, he was speaking at Palestine, kind of pro-Palestine, you know, events. The things he's backtracked on, it's crazy. And it goes to show you, man, like, the people that you see, the faces that you see, really and truly, they you know, they answer to somebody. And that somebody we don't know. You know, that's somebody we have no idea, who we can't access. And unfortunately, if they don't appeal to that somebody is going to destroy them. And who wants to be destroyed, man? Who wants to go through that, like, you know, like being dragged all over the tablets and whatnot? Like, who wants to have that kind of target on their family and whatnot? Like, bro, I mean, I'm sure, like, I've been seeing a lot, even just sort of with what, you know, people have been saying with the Clinton picture. And I mean, I can't even bear, like, just to think, like, how cruel it can be as an experience, just being dragged for something that you don't even agree with.
Yeah, and picture that was from 2 years ago, and at the event they didn't even meet. And then for news outlet to show that, oh look, my sister supports Hillary. I mean, you can be in the same room as another crooked person. That doesn't mean you agree to what their beliefs are, right? Like, again, you work for Labour Party, but that doesn't mean you want anti-Palestine, right? You were trying to do good. You were trying to change the system. Of course, the system let you down, you know? and for your own sanity and for your own moral integrity, you had to take a step out. But for someone to assume that, you know, just because you're seen with a guy or another person that has crooked moral values, then ultimately so do you, which makes no sense. But, you know, we got to keep our intentions pure, and that's what keeps us going, I guess.
Yeah,